guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now today, it is the 9th of February 2026. We're going to go over, of course, coin market cap to see what's going on with the prices, earn curve, my spot crypto exchange. We're going to go over some technical analysis as well. I haven't done that for a very long time. And of course, Octobot. All the XRP news today. There is quite a bit of it. So we're going to go through that. Obviously, BNB surging in Grayscale's Crypto 5 basket, which is awesome. ETF inflows in general have had a 24% decline, which is brutal. We're going to go over, of course, the gold and silver prices today. Solana, why ETF money is still coming despite the price action right now. And of course, all of the news on X. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Let's get into it, guys. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel and of course my Spotify now. So thank you very much. If you haven't done so, please make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because as you can see, I absolutely love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along on this incredible journey. It has been absolutely insane. 2025 and 2026 can even be more crazy. So make sure you do that. Also, a little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Please make sure you do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that, bang, in the blink of an eye in crypto and of course any other investment. So be careful out there, all right? Do your own research. This video and stream is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Right, formalities are out of the way. I haven't had my espresso this afternoon. There is some updates here in regards to XRP. This is all the XRP news. Infrastructure and ecosystem. The XRP Ledger powers $280 million in tokenization as Ripple expands the Gulf infrastructure. And XRP native lending becomes a core strategy with Evernorth, which is bullish, and anchoring protocol adoption. Bitso is transferring cross-border payments using Ripple's RLUSD. Let me know in the comments if you are using that. I'm curious. Meanwhile, XRP transactions are reportedly happening inside Japan's banks. Details hidden under NDAs. A big week ahead is expected for XRP adoption. Game plan is set to be revealed. Whale on-chain activity as well. Gotta love those whales. XRP rebounded 20% with 1,389 large transactions recorded in a single day, signaling clear whale accumulation, and the spot flow spiked 2,860% as risk appetite rises, which is good. And XRP also saw $991 million bounce. However, trading volume crashed 63% despite the price increase. And analysts say the move to $1.50 could flip sentiment, which we're going to go through as well. I think it definitely could. I've been bullish for, gosh, months, years, so I'm not even worried about this. And you can see that obviously whales and institutional interest suggest a new all-time high could still be on the table. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. And XRP defied overall market bearishness, $45 million in weekly ETF inflows. So very different story with Bitcoin and Ethereum and other ETFs, I should say. The political neutrality continues to drive adoption amid growing geopolitical concerns, which we're all worried about. And market share has grown steadily. $100 invested 5 years ago would now be worth $364. And analysts maintain that XRP's overall market structure remains bullish despite the volatility. Top cryptocurrencies in my portfolio this afternoon: UFO Gaming, Nextra, Axie Infinity, and Rose. There you go. Also, we've got global crypto searches just hit a 1 year low, which is opportunity for me anyway, because you see on mainstream media, crypto news, when prices of Bitcoin are at 120,000, that's when everyone starts to talk about it. That is not when you consider investing in any asset, when it's hyped up. That's when the biggest losses happen. Everyone buys at the top, not at the bottom. It's fascinating. Jack Dorsey cuts 10% of Block's staff to go all in on Bitcoin and AI, which is fascinating. China has just expanded its crypto ban to include real-world asset tokenization and yuan stablecoins. Fascinating. Bitcoin is outperforming every major altcoin right now. Ethereum, XRP, and Doge are all lagging behind. Give it time. Ethereum just crossed 15.19 million users. That is a lot of users, which is interesting. And leverage on ETH is a big question right now. The network is expanding fast, but price isn't reflecting it yet. I've never honestly been a fan of Ethereum. The gas fees back years ago were extremely high. I mean, even to send a small amount of Ethereum would cost an absolute fortune. I remember somebody paying, thousands of dollars in gas fees for one transaction. I'll never forget that. And they had to pay it. So thousands and thousands of dollars. Other than that, ladies and gents, let's go straight to coin market cap. Total crypto market cap today is $2.4 trillion. So we're going well off that $4.1 trillion high we had, earlier on mid last year, I should say, 2025. The volume is low, 93 billion. That is low. It needs to be well above $200 billion for us to be going crazy right now. ETF inflows, though, was interesting. There was $330 million of inflows into Bitcoin exchange traded funds, which is fascinating. And we're still at 9 on the Fear and Greed Index, which that's perfect dollar cost averaging opportunity, all right? Not financial advice. Coming over here, we do have top cryptocurrencies which have gone through. Bitcoin's at $70,505 US dollars, Ethereum at $2,077, XRP's at $1.43. I should say this, yes, $1.43. Solana's at 86 US dollars. Let me just make sure this is in US dollars. Yes, it is. Back up the truck if it wasn't. Let's have a look here. Cardano's 27 cents. Chainlink sitting at $8.76. Stellar is at 16 cents. Litecoin, $54. Hedera's at 9 cents. Sui at 97 cents. Polkadot's $1.32. ICP at $2.44. Quant, a cryptocurrency that I'm very bullish on. They're working with some big institutions and governments, guys. Quant, I'm very bullish on. And Gilbert Meridian, the founder, I believe he's an Aussie, which is cool. $65. XDC is at 3 cents. VeChain in the pennies, which is interesting. That's been doing nothing for like 4 years now. Moving on, Money Never Sleeps. If you haven't gone to get this book, go get it. Go to the link below in the video description. Use the discount code BF50. Read this book. Read it. It's going to help you out a lot with your dividend investing, which is something I'm very passionate about. It is supporting me at the moment. And I'm sure a lot of you have bought this and read it, which is amazing. Just very different to cryptocurrencies. And it's just a way to generate passive income for the rest of your life. Obviously, investing in some top assets. Go read it. Guys, it's really beneficial. Links below in the video. EarnCurve, my spot crypto exchange. It is growing, currently sitting at 809 registered users. So thank you so much, all of you, for believing in my vision. It's been an incredible journey. It is going to be a challenging year with new regulations in Australia, so we'll just have to navigate that. And I do apologize, I am getting a significant amount of emails, so I'm just turning that off right now. Go join the mailing list as well if you haven't done so. And of course, if you need to know how to set up or want to know how to set up Octobot, pair it up with your API key on EarnCurve. The video is on earncurveinvest.com. It's all here for you. Any questions, you can email me down here. Just to confirm, if you do KYC, meaning verify who you are, I will apply a 10% discount to your trading. And of course, the bots update with Octobot. We are still working on my idea, which I hope comes to fruition. It's been very challenging getting the back-end coding sorting out, so we're just working through that. But overall, I've got a Bitcoin long-term grid set up, an XRP Navigator long grid set up, Solana long-term grid, Ethereum, and of course Chainlink. So I've got all these running. I'm just going to let them ride, guys. I really am. And as you can see right here on the Bitcoin trading on EarnCurve, you can see down here, gosh, there's been a few buys put through on the 5th, and you can see it's just waiting to consolidate, come back up, and it'll sell for a profit. But the new bot system that I'm trying to get through, Octobot, which they're working on at the moment, it's going to be pretty incredible if we can pull it off. So stay with me on this. Go start trading on EarnCurve, register KYC. All right. All the information is there for you on earncurveinvest.com. Coming over now to TradingView. I don't really do much technical analysis, but I like to use a linear regression line to show where it's potentially headed. And as per you can see on this chart right here, the linear regression line is pointing well and truly to above 240,000, 250,000. Pretty straightforwad on a weekly time frame. Where it gets interesting though is the RSI indicator, which I've used for years on trading software as an entry point and a sell point. And as you can see here on the RSI indicator, it has literally bottomed. Bitcoin has bottomed 2nd of February. We well and truly below that 30 line. The last time that happened, go back to the 27th of, where are we? June 2022. It was the same thing, right? And obviously it moved up. It took a few months, if not, basically a year. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen now, but it did recover, which was pretty dramatic, as you can see on the RSI indicator right here. So then we obviously came up to 26th of Feb 2024. Oh, I should say the 4th of March, around that time frame anyway, Feb, March. Bitcoin was going pretty wild. And then, as you can see, we've started to pull back from there. But we haven't experienced a full-blown bull market as yet. As you can see, the price of Bitcoin back in 21, hitting some pretty interesting highs right here. As you can see, 40,000. And then coming back to this RSI indicator down here, Bitcoin dipped. Let me just go to that time and match it up right there. 19,000. And then it obviously moved up from there to 70,000. In actual fact, let me just go to that time frame. There we go. 70,000 in 24. And then moving up here at its high, it just started to get sold. So again, we're due for a recovery. It's just going to take time. On the daily time frame, it doesn't look pretty bullish at all. But I'm not really concerned about that. 30-minute time frame, we're in the green. You got to look at the weekly and the monthly. It's pretty straightforward. We're well and truly oversold. It is definitely going to take some time to recover, but a lot is happening in the United States. Now, moving on quickly, XRP Insights. There's been volume in XRP ETFs. I don't know why they put these ads here. Get rid of it, guys. It's frustrating. Look at this. Let me have a look. Sorry, $43.4 million in inflows in the ETFs, which is bullish on Friday market open. There's 789 million XRP locked in the vaults. That is unbelievable. Scrolling down, you can see here, Canary still at 186 million, leading the pack. Bitwise at 165. Franklin's 147. 21 shares, 123. So as you can see on Friday, Canary added 1.6 million, Bitwise 5.7 million, and Franklin Templeton at 2.7. So they're accumulating, that is for sure. Interesting one though, we're going to read this quickly. The Era of XRP in capital markets. Ripple drops major 2026 roadmap this week. Can't wait for that. Ripple, the founders behind XRP, will provide an XRP ecosystem update of tremendous proportions this week in the Ripple 2026 adoption roadmap, which finally will be unveiled by Ripple executives on February 11th. So we've got 2 days for that. I mean, 3 days if you add, we're a day ahead here in Australia. In X Spaces, the long-awaited 2026 adoption roadmap is mentioned. The event will start proactive theme, the Era of XRP in capital markets, delivered by Brad Garlinghouse, legend. The framing in itself indicates the plan by Ripple to make XRP the center stage for controlled financial infrastructure. And again, this is really, really nice. And you can see regulated finance, cross-chain liquidity. Reportedly, the 2026 roadmap focuses on regulated financial products, wrapped assets, and cross-chain liquidity. This announcement during the significant market activity, even on broader market pullbacks, XRP has been noted to receive over $45 million of weekly ETF inflows, which we've just seen. Analysts such as Standard Chartered have estimated that XRP will be worth over $8 by the end of this year. That's US dollars, I should say. So during the market dip, let me know if you bought the dip. I'm curious about that. And the future roadmap by Ripple can be a turning point. It links vision with specific technical advancements on a long-term basis. That is bullish. Bring it on. Can't wait. And again, market sentiment right here. This news article is basically saying if it can hit above the $1.50 level, confidence will come back. Well, I've been confident for years. In Wales, institutions and why a new all-time high could be next for the altcoin. If you've got institutional confidence, boost XRP reserves. By early February, 8 major corporations had committed $2 billion in XRP reserves, which we've just seen. Evernorth Holdings led with $1 billion, followed by Trident Digital Tech. Sorry, this is the institutions that are buying it, with $500 million, and Weebus International, $300 million. Vivo Power International committed $100 million, and other investors included Wellgistics, Health, Nature's Miracle Holding, Gumi Inc., and Hyperscale Data. These corporations are not focused on short-term price movements, but long-term strategic positioning and utility. That's the mentality you have to have. BNB surges into Grayscale's Crypto 5, as you can see down here on the screen. Gosh, we've got Bitcoin heavy weighted. This is their, basket, so to speak, which is pretty cool. 74% Bitcoin, 13% Ethereum, 4.9% BNB, 4.6% XRP. That should be, at least a second on this in their basket. And Solana's 2.8. And they updated GDLC ETF following the latest CoinDesk 5 review. And with Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana meeting inclusion criteria, including BNB, Grayscale removed Cardano and added BNB. So they've taken out ADA. Charles Hoskinson won't be happy with that, that's for sure. US ETFs in January amounted to $174 billion, making a 24% decrease from December's figures. So that is pretty bad. So again, negative 24% in inflows in ETFs in the United States. Silver and gold. Gold is sitting at, let me just refresh this right now, $5,085 US, which is 7,230 Australian. Silver sitting at $87 USD, which is 124. I like silver. I use it in my other business, and it needs to come down. Solana ETF inflows return. Data from Soso Valley highlighted capital entering ETFs this week, even as the native token Solana recorded double-digit fall over the same time frame. Total assets held by spot Solana ETFs climbed to $674 million. This capital's wild. Just makes you think, where does this money come from? Anyway, thank you to those 9,018 people. You guys rock. I really appreciate it. Let's get to this. Bitcoin Teddy. Last 5 times Bitcoin RSI hit this low, Bitcoin went up 100%. 180,000 incoming. Bring it on. President Trump, listen to this, guys.
Remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year I signed the landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom. And I did it for 2 reasons. Number one, I thought it was politically good, and it was. I got tremendous political support. But more importantly, China wanted that market too. It's just like they want the AI. And we've got that market, I think, pretty well locked up.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Have a listen to Adam Back. This is fascinating.
$1,000 in the next 6 to 12 months. Tom Lee from Stratfor is calling for $200,000, similar time frame. And there's a lot of institutional buying, which I think is it's very early stages so far.
I mean, some of those folks were calling for those kinds of price targets for the end this year, and we haven't quite gotten there. But I mean, broadly, would you agree with those kinds of numbers that you see in here?
Well, I think it's very difficult to, predict timing, but I think people have short memories too, right? Recall the last cycle, we had a 69,000 top around this time, about 40% through the cycle, and people thought that was the top, but it put in a higher top much later in the cycle, right? So I think the timing within the cycle is getting over the focus. So if people zoom out and consider that the timing is less accurate, and there are different buyers now. The ETF buyers are.
He's basically saying zoom out. That's what he's saying. Zoom out, guys. It's the truth. XRP and Solana were the only ones that had inflows last week. Thank you, Coin Bureau. Big fan of your channel. Crypto and banks meet on Tuesday over stablecoin rules, which there's been this, massive debate between institutions, JP Morgan, of course, Jamie Dimon, and Brian Armstrong sticking in there with cryptocurrency, that's for sure. You know, they've been fighting for yield over stable coins. So I think they should allow it. It's ridiculous that traditional banks try to stop it because they're going to be essentially losing capital, which is about time. That's just my opinion. Goldman Sachs is warning of another market sell-off. It's not over yet. We'll see what happens. Don't trade with leverage. And that is pretty much it, guys. If you want to watch anything else, go jump on the X page. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to my Spotify. I'll link it below. You can watch it on there and listen to it while you're driving or traveling or whatever it is. That is pretty much it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with another video update. Stay bullish. Peace. Bye.